Okay. So today I'm going to be doing a commission, and it's going to be ROCKSTORM. I believe it's for Anne. I don't know if you're here, Anne. Okay, alright, it's alive. That's pretty bad. Hang on. Can you see that better? I'll try to change the. Okay. It'll get more clear the more I draw. This is the basic stuff here. Thanks for tuning in. I normally do these on Mondays, but I need to have these done for I have 3 more to do in less than a week, so I have 1 more stream planned for Monday. So I figured the least I could do is try to squeeze 1 more in between now and then. And I'll do it like this. Okay, this is slightly off. The composition is a little off, so I'm going to rub this out. Feel free to comment or whatever, so I know I'm not just talking to myself. Those who normally tune in on Mondays know to kind of chat in a bit or ask a question or something, because I find it more fun to have a bit of a chat while I do these. So I have an idea of a figure in my head that I want to do. But I just didn't like the composition as it was. It was too much up here. Hi, Jeremy. Things are going well. Thanks for chiming in. It's good to know who's on here. I hope things are well with you too. Oh, sounds like making a joke there. I genuinely hope things are well with you. It's like I can't manage any sincerity without making a little voice about it. Alright, now those will be fingerless gloves. Finishing a page. Jeremy, are you an artist, Jeremy? And of course, the most important question is, which Star Trek are you watching, listening to? It's too big. Insurrection. Very good. Actually, rewatched that recently around the holidays, and it is, I think it gets a bad rap. It's not my favourite one by any means, and could be better, but it's better than I think people give it credit for. Just get a little dumpy. I don't know if you're watching who this lady, this commission is for. The Punk Rock Storm is Punk Storm is cool to draw, but I find women harder to draw, so it's a bit more of a struggle. Good Gherkin. Hello, Good Gherkin. Click the name you have. Good to see you drawing. I like your stuff. I always have trouble with the sketch stage. It takes forever to find a good pose. That is quite true. Good Gherkin. That's why when I started streaming, I just did the inking, so that I could kind of spend some time agonizing over the basic drawing in private. But at the same time, it would end up taking too long, so I've just kind of started just diving into it. You can have a good drawing in your head, but whether it gets on the page the way you want it to is a whole other subject. Germany. I've recently watching all of the TNG TV shows and going through movies. Yeah, fair enough. Well, you've already watched the best one, which is, in my view, First Contact. Love that film. No, that'll be great. Something wrong about this. Sorry for all the rubbing out. It's just there's no point in game or tightening the drawing till the basic structure is done. Let's just do the cage. What size do you work at when you do your layouts? I love seeing those and then newsletter. Those are much so. When I work on commissions, I just do this by, by eye, which is why this is working out so hard right now. But the layouts I do that you would have seen online, I do them in little boxes of they're 5 centimeters by 7.5 centimeters. Let's see if there's something I can show you here. Yeah, this is all safe. So you can see here. That's the rough for the scroll cover I did, except I flipped it. That's the rough I did for the Dead Man Logan cover that's out. This came out this week. This is all for Return of Wolverine. Rejected layouts for Scrolls and Dead Man Logan. Let's see it here. Yeah, more Dead Man Logan ones. That's the one I went with. That one didn't go through. I kind of photoshopped different one of these together to get to the last one. Return of Wolverine. Yeah, that's all pretty much that stuff here. It's all Return of Wolverine. Return of Wolverine. Dead Man Logan 6. Daredevil cover that didn't work out. Daredevil cover that didn't work out. the rough for my last returnable rain cover. That's actually a rough I did for a commission, which is the first time I did that to work out. Normally I don't do that. These were Banshee layouts for the cover I ended up going with. Daredevil cover, injection cover, which I haven't drawn yet, but I haven't nailed down. Cover for a thing that I've done but hasn't been announced. Cover that I've done hasn't been announced. Cover that I've done hasn't been released. Stuff I can't really show this stuff. Or this stuff, can't show you yet. But anyway, there you go, sneak peek for y'all. Alright, Bull. Do I use digital as well? No, not really. Not for drawing, not for inking. Once things are scanned, sometimes I'll clean up. And I'll use a tablet for coloring these days. But that's a recent development. I used to just use a mouse, which was stupid. Noticed a dramatic improvement in the quality of coloring once I started using a tablet. Okay, can you guys see this okay? Oh, thanks, good Gorgum. Love your work on the night. Any chance to do another project with that character? I never say never, Bull, but I don't see it happening. Like, I kind of feel I had a roll with that line, and just leaving it alone might be the best thing to do there, you know. Sorry, 1 second, just looking at something here. Sorry, I still reading email that. Yeah, never say never. I would have a hard time returning without Warren, and I don't think Warren's going to do it. So I would either maybe do it if I could write it myself, but there's I don't know. There's a lot of other characters I'd love to do that Marvel. I don't know if I think it might be better just like move forward and not move back. You know. I mean, it's one of the few characters I got to actually have like my take on. So my instinct is to just like let it be. But like I said, never say never. Oh, thanks, Paul. I mean, yeah, like I'm not, not trying to bum you out or anything, but like, what if I did it again and it sucked? That would not only ruin what I do, but it would ruin what I've already done. So I'm cautious to not, let sleeping dogs lie, as it were. Okay, I think that figure is looking all right. see. Let's make this lady punk. She's gonna need boots. Some of her big platformy ones. Her hair. How do I punk? Yes, I want it to come up. Loose shirt, I think. Let's see. It's a choker or something. Something on her neck. Sorry guys, I'm just looking at some reference of people who've drawn Punk ROCKSTORM before. I've done it myself, I just can't remember what I did. I can definitely give her something here. Give her like a loose, the usual loose jacket. Okay, I'm gonna start penciling this a bit tighter now. Yeah, let's go together now. It's a difficult balance between like drawing like one's figure that's like slim and like strong. You know, the thickness between thin and thick that looks like, I don't know how to describe. You don't want to be drawing waifish looking women, but you don't want them looking too masculine either. I'm being a lot more careful of the drawing than I normally am because yeah, again, when it's just drawing women, I don't want to leave anything to go wrong in the inking. Anybody new here this week? I don't normally do Fridays, so I thought maybe don't be people who don't normally tune in. Oh, nice one, Good Gurkin. That's hard to say out loud. Yeah, I normally do Mondays, so Anne, whose commission this is for, are you watching this? So if you are, I have a question for you. Hey, Wesley. Sorry if Anne was here. I was going to put on like our favorite band on the t-shirt or something, but we'll see. I'll leave it. Leave for a while and see. Oh, thanks, Stokes. Is that Dave Stokes by any chance? Hey, Buffy. Yeah. What are the chances you'll actually come over to me? You're still run away. She's meowing as if she's like being like kidnapped. No. Okay. Here, Buffy. Come here. Come here. Come here. You want these? Come here. Oh, come here. Let's see. Come here. See if we entertain the good people at home. Ah, there's Buffy. Say hi, Buffy. Office. There you go. And down. Oh, what's this? No treat for you. Oh, what's this? Buffy. Buffy. Buffy, look. Oh, you're driving me mad. Come here, look. Look, what's this? Here, come on. Huh? Come here. Ah, this doesn't work at all. Come here, just want this. Buffy, do you want this? I'd like to say it's like, what's it, herding cats, but it's like literally herding one cat. Okay, come here. Oh, be game, Buffy. Want this? Yeah. Yeah. What happened? Did you bite my finger off? Oh, where'd it go? Ow, that's my arm. Yeah, that good? Another one? There you go. Another one. Whoa. Relax, Buffy, relax. Come here. Ow. Be cool. Ow. The draw with those fingers, you know. You okay? Okay, going to say bye? Okay, there you go. Well, that was not worth it. Ah, she bit the crap out of my finger. Anyway. The colour is stylish, isn't it, Buffy? Right, where are we? The non-cat portion of the evening. Why don't we look? It's taking way too long. Oh, Dave Stokes, sorry. Good to hear from you, man. How's things? Let's have a chat in the middle of everything. Things are going well, man. Everything I see you posting looks great, man. Like, for a long time now. Anyone doesn't know Dave Stokes' work, they should check him out. He's very, very good. Oh, you're heading to C2E today, are you? You're heading over from the UK, is it? I have it in my head you're from the UK, am I wrong? I should really know that by now, I've known you a long time. This is actually starting to come together, I think. I was being a little pessimistic about this earlier. I do think that leg is too long, though. Ah, perfect. God, my memory has betrayed me. Is this your first time for C2E2? It's kind of like this. What is it? Too crouchy for her? Kind of worried. I didn't want to put this leg down. I thought maybe this leg would be okay. More I might look a little tacked on. Yeah. Get your opinions?
Yeah, sure.
What do you think?
It's great.
Thank you. Leg or no leg?
Oh. I like the leg. Maybe you could stretch it out a little bit more.
Yeah, I don't want to stretch it too much, but I like this, but it looks a bit. She looks a little bit too like. I don't know. Like I could do this, and it makes her flying more in the piece.
Yeah.
But I could also put the leg in.
You could stretch it back diagonally.
Like this.
Or like if you were going to do kind of
this.
So the back leg goes behind.
This one here more.
Yeah, so that
I kind of had it like that earlier, but I didn't like it.
Fair enough. I think it looks great the way it is.
So you think stick with the leg, just fix it, or?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, that's fine.
Good.
Okay, I'll just make sure it's.
Go for it.
Cool. Thanks, Anita.
Sure thing.
Trailing leg looks good to you. Okay, all right, that's fine. I just, you know what I mean? I just didn't want it to look tacked on. You know, sometimes, so like I could push this leg here and the other one out there, but I think that'll look too like it's coming out of nowhere. But at least if we see one knee here, we see where it's coming from. Thanks, Dave. You went to 2017 too, okay. Crowds on Saturday freaked me out last time, so I avoided most of it. Fair enough. See, well, actually, I was at the first one like 10 years ago, I think, and it's definitely gotten busier and busier over the years. I might have been there in 2017 as well, actually. I didn't go last year, which was 2018, but I was there. I was there the same year. The foot's bugging me. Oh, Bull, I'm sorry you're feeling like you're in a bit of a slump. Don't worry, man. It happens to everybody. Excuse me. I think we're there. Let's work on the blasts there. That's not quite right. I'll get there now. Good Gherkin. Any tips on what smaller publishers like to see from new creators heading to a comics convention in about a month and would like to present some drawings? What do you mean by drawings? Good. I'm just going to say Gherkin, if that's okay. Drawings aren't really going to be any good to you. If you have like a portfolio, what's in that portfolio? Give me more examples. What you have. But essentially, in general, smaller publishers will want the same thing the bigger publishers will want, except their standards will be more like, they're more willing to try something a bit different. Well, depends. Yeah, Stokes is right there. You want at least 4 pages, at least, as in have more than 4 of storytelling, and a cover image is fine. So if you want to do like a pretty cool cover, even better if it illustrates the story that's in the samples. Then that shows that not only can you tell a story in sequential pages, but you can also do a cover that illustrates that. But something that shows a range of stuff, because it's not. It don't. If what publishers are you thinking of sending it, showing Gherkin? Because superheroes may be the worst thing to show sometimes. It could be the best things to show. Depends who your audience is, basically. Apologies for the sniffles. And forgive the question earlier was just some people literally do just come out to publishers with like a sketchbook of drawings, and that's just not going to cut it. So I wasn't sure if that's what you were planning or not. Drawing this electricity stuff is harder than it looks. So I'm just going to blow my nose. You don't even know publishers will be there. It's probably smaller and indies. Fair enough, Gurkin. What I would recommend then is, yeah, at least four. I would recommend 5 pages of a consistent story, beginning to end. So character enters, something happens, and it'll wrap up, and then a cover image for that. I think a tighter portfolio for me personally is maybe like 2 5-page stories. One's like a crime story, the other one's maybe a superhero story, just to show range. But you want to show that you can draw people. You can draw suits. I think people do not realize how often you draw suits in comics. So draw good suits. Some very good backgrounds. Make sure you have like good establishing background panels. What else? You just basically you need to show that you can tell a story in a certain amount of pages, be whatever the genre may be. So tell a concise story, and look if they can read it in without any dialogue, then that just shows how good a storyteller you are. So just concentrate on being like clear and telling the story. Yeah, like, even if you're drawing superhero comics, the amount of times you'll need to draw like government agents or civilians or whatnot. As a friend of mine once said, like, oh, you need to be able to draw suits. I was thinking, I guess so, but man, was he right. Okay, I think I might be ready to start inking. Took me long enough. Oh, hi, Lawrence. And hey, Minsk. Minsk, you know my wit is as sharp as my pencil. I.e., my pencil is not very sharp. It's quite blunt, actually. Switch this music up. Sorry, where was I, Gurkin? Yeah, if it's a horror story, you'll need to draw suits. If it's a crime story, you'll need to draw suits. If it's an espionage story, you'll need to be able to draw suits. And they're not just cardboard figures with shirt collars. There's lots of little nooks and crannies and things to be able to get a hang of. So yeah, but but look, that's good. It's good advice to know. But I would say make sure whatever you're doing, you're telling a story with a beginning, middle, and end, with enough different things happening on each page. And don't worry about like to being a show off or anything. It's not about splash pages or anything. Do not have a splash page, actually. Sorry, especially if you're going to have like a cover image, which I would recommend. But yeah, especially if you do a new splash page. Gherkin A4 would be too small. Yeah, the standard for comic book pages is roughly A3. I don't know where you live, if you're in the States or the UK or wherever, but if you know what A4 is, then you know what A3 is, and it's a little bit smaller than A3, but you can Google what size the pages are. It's all about mine. But if you're there's one working A4 means it can look crap, so don't do that. But also, if you want to hand in stuff for professional standard, then you want to make sure that it's the professional standard. They're in Sweden. Oh, okay. How can we get an extra surprise stream, Minsk? It's because I have 3 more commissions to do before I go on Thursday, and only 1 day of streaming left. So I figured if I could squeeze 1 more stream in, I'll probably do the other one. I probably won't stream the last one. Just for time, really. But also, yeah, that's for all those suckers at Emerald City Comic Con thinking they're having a great time. Doesn't bother me. Oh, sorry, my face. Okay, my face sneaks in there. Sorry. It's very good of you, Dave. Cheers for helping Gorkin out there. Another reason why you should check out Dave's stuff, because he's just a nice guy. Do you have a table at C2E2, Dave, or are you just walking around checking things out? Sorry, the illusion you was like, well, Declan's clearly very handsome. Yeah, I've ruined that illusion. Jeez, that was a while ago, Dave. Second kapow. Bloody hell. I was even working on back then. I notice whenever I'm using dip and I'm always going left to right. I can't go that way because I'll just stab the page. Table just sent a holiday notes to the convention, plus I get to heckle Mike Norton in person. Oh, it's always the best. Heckling Mike's the best. It's the reason to go, effectively. Essentially, go to his home to bully him. It's the best fun. Let's give him a shout, actually. It's a dog to see him in a while. Where is this character from? This is a punk rock storm, basically. This is a look Storm had in the 80s, I think. Badass look. I never actually read the comics when she. Oh, well, I know I was too young. I think. But oh, it's such a class. I think I haven't drawn this hand well enough to do this in ink, so. Some stuff I'll kind of leave rough for me to finish in ink. I'll give it a wash. Yeah, I better dress that pen. Oh, I see. Sorry, it says punk rock in the description. I thought I wrote Storm there. That's my bad, Minsk. Sorry, this is Storm from X-Men. Sorry, that wasn't clear. My bad. I'm not sure why would it Minsk. I literally said that it literally says punk rock. It does not say Storm. It'd be different if it said Storm and didn't say punk rock. That's all the pen work done, or all the dip pen work at least. Oh, I started that. Okay, where's my pen? Keep having to remind myself it's 2019. I signed a commission last weekend, 2018, like a feckin' idiot. Yeah, I'll do this. I'll rub out all the pencil now in a second. Oh, this is a bit too thick. The thinner one. Right. Feels good to draw Storm actually, because I'm doing a cover soon that she's in, and she's only really tiny in it. I wish I got a better drawing of her. Now, we'll do some washes. If any of you don't know what I'm doing, just feel free to ask. I'm just going to assume you do, because most people have seen this before. But So this is all going to be black, and I'm going to do some wash tones, basically. Just kind of like do marker tones, but with a grey wash. And not everyone is as reliable as you for the old chat. I'm going to assume that everyone's just like left speechless by my incredible talent. Huh? Anyone else falling for that? I knew it. Hey, G Matrix, how's it going? That's right. Guilt people into replying. It does make things more entertaining for me. Everybody's watching the situations kind of going. Yeah, yeah. No, I do appreciate the bit of chat. I could just do this on my own time, you know, and not stream or whatever. The advantage of streaming for me is to have something borderline social out of it, you know. Borderline. I know about that, Jeremy. I couldn't suggest that I have any wisdom to share. Kirby Crackles, do I have any St. Patrick's Day plans? I do not. Kind of ish. I never go out on St. Patrick's Day. Ever, 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 ever. I do not like going out on it. It is too messy. It is too much hassle. But it looks like I might go out this St. Patrick's Day because a friend has doing something with a friend. I said I would take him out, and then I realised what day it was, and then I cried. So yeah, it should be interesting. My first time out on St. Patrick's Day. It'll just be going out drinking. My first time out in a long time. Kind of got out to him today. I'm like, "Do you know what day it is this weekend?" And he was all up for it. So I was like, "Great, okay, we're doing that, I guess." Dave, have I ever turned down a commission because of what I was asked to draw? That's a good question, man. No, I don't think so. I generally, like I haven't been asked to draw anything like, you know, gross. You know, I don't get asked to draw any weird kind of porny stuff, so you know that's a relief. But there are some times where somebody wants a thing, I'm like, ugh, I don't want to draw that. You know, because they want to give you like a challenge or something. You're like, I don't want a challenge. I just want to draw the thing and then get back to work. But I try and look at those things as opportunities to do something a little bit more out of my comfort zone. You know, like somebody wanted something, a lady snow globe or something, lady snowblood. I'd never heard of the character. I'm like, oh, I don't want to research it. I just want to sit down and draw for 2 hours and then be done. Because time is so so little of it. But then it ends up being one of my favorite commissions I did. So you know, but if it was something where somebody wanted something gross, like like a topless character or something like that, I would be like, yeah. Or I think they might ask for like 2 characters, and I would say no. But I would have been clear. It's like no, it's 1 character. The end. Because I find if you're not very clear with what you will and won't do commissions wise, people will, you know, they'll get as much what they can out of you. And for me, I try and make sure I keep these things fun. Otherwise, you know, what's the point in doing them? I don't want to be a guy who does commissions for work. I like to do them when I feel like doing them, which isn't often, but I've been doing them more this year, and it's been fun. But I know if I'm not doing this, I could be inking a page, or I could be writing a few pages, or I could be working on a cover. So I'm very aware that like this isn't like my, you know, job. So I can be a bit more ruthless about things. But to specifically answer your question, no, I don't think I have, but I don't think I've felt like I've had to so far. I try not to be a baby about it. Like if it's a thing I don't really feel like drawing, I don't want to be a baby and go like, I don't want to draw it, even though I'm really feeling like a baby and I don't want to do it. Anyway, that blabbed me out a bit, didn't it? Dead Man's Pixels. I never knew what to say. Just watch it makes me want to draw. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Dead Man. You know, I'm not trying to guilt anybody into contributing. It's just I don't want to fall asleep while I'm drawing for you. Alley Cat, yeah, Lady Snowblood, the movie. The somebody asked for a commission of that character a month or so ago, and I did one. If you Google it, you can see it online. I assume should be anyway. So do you love or hate to draw whatever you want? Commissions, hate them. Well, okay, I don't do commissions where it's draw whatever you want. I say like name the character, but if I'm at a show or something and somebody says draw whatever you want, I'd be like, yeah, are you sure there's one you don't want? Because I know what they're doing at the shows. They just want to do something that you'd be happy to draw, which is perfectly fine and nice of them. It's just what they don't realize, and what you realize, is that on the spot it's really hard to come up with something. So I'll default if I'll try and push them for a suggestion, and if they don't, I'll just do Batman, because Batman I can do fairly quick, and there's lots of different ways you can do him, and everybody loves Batman, so it's not bad. I can do a pretty fast Batman or a quick Batman that's satisfying. So but yeah, that's only if they really can't come up with something. And it is, you know, I know it comes from a nice place, so it's not, I'm not angry with them. But as you know, it's tough because you want to do a good drawing, and He'll be standing there for like ages, going, "What about?" Oh, yeah, and then you're done. Exactly. Yeah. Like you said, it just causes paralysis, and you could be doing fine. You could have been doing just fine all day, and then that question just throws you. Do you do many commissions these days, Dave? All right. Probably. It sounds like we're at a lot of the same shows, Dave, but I just don't see you. I'm not really stuck behind my table anyway, to be honest. But are you going to Top Bubble this year with the move and everything? Do we chat at Top Bubble? Last one. I can't remember. Sorry, man. Apologies, that's embarrassing. Because I know you online. I'm really good at faces, but connecting them sometimes I have a problem with. I have a feeling you might have said, I'd be like, "Oh yeah, yeah," and then I not actually realised it was yourself. Okay, yeah, same here. I wasn't going to go to Top Bubble this year because we're so I'm being like being invited as a guest to other shows. I'm like, well, I haven't gone to these other. Shite. I haven't been a guest at any of those shows before, so I thought I'd go for it. And I'd skipped Top Bubble, but then they moved the time, and I'm like, actually, timing wise, that works out fine. And I have a Marvel book coming out this year, but I have no idea when. So for all I know, it could be out that bloody week. December is better for slotting in around other shows, I think, if not for the weather. Yeah, the weather, it's certainly colder, but can plan around that. It's very Americans' con season is during the summer, but for people on the side of the Atlantic, it's pretty much like October-ish. Is our convention season. I don't know why you think we'd need the warm weather more than anybody else, but I do. everyone's off to like music festivals over the summer, I guess. Yeah. I guess we'll do. Okay, that's that. So I'm going to go in with so there's a heavier level of wash. It's not quite black. It's you know, a dark, heavy watt mix. So go from pretty light to pretty dark. Don't want to go too dark and everything, but just want to pop some values a little. See now. I am looking forward to say to do the Minsk. Sorry, Dave. It's always good fun. And the deep dish pizzas is pretty much primary reason to go. Chicago pizza ruined all the other pizza for me. No, I'm not on any panels, Dave, that I know of anyway. No one's asked me, even though I'm well able to yap. I think by the time I decided to go, everything was really locked down. I left it not last minute, but reasonably late. Just yeah, it's a shame. I actually do like doing panels. But yeah, the deep dish pizza there is fucking savage. Soft show it is. Got so excited there I couldn't even finish what I was trying to say. Hey, when it rains, how's it going? When it rains, yes, I have forgotten her name, I'm sorry. There's a lot of avatars on here. I'm doing pretty well to remember the ones that I can. Oh, thanks, when it rains. Yeah, I like ROCKSTORM. She's intimidating to draw, but fun. Rebecca. I'm sorry, Rebecca. Yeah, it's hard to keep track. And you live in Texas? Somewhere in the middle, right? Oh, sorry. Somebody had asked if I was doing any of the cons this year. Yeah, it's just some haven't said when, so I can only say the ones that I am that are announced. And all the American ones are announced. So I'm going to Florida SuperCon in June or July. I can't remember off the top of my head, I'm afraid. And New York Comic Con. I am going to. Those are the American shows anyway. The only American shows I'm doing. strong, but it's not right. I am also. Sorry, 1 second. Hope I haven't ruined this face. Whew, okay, I think that's alright. What else am I doing? Top Bubble, which hasn't been announced, but yeah, I'm doing it. What else? I'm doing Dunfermline in a couple of weeks. I'm doing. What else is announced so far? Yeah, nothing else is announced, but I'm actually doing a good few cons. But only three in the States. Well, only three. I was going to say only three, but that's a bloody lot. A good few in the UK, I would say. I have like one. Oh, Portsmouth I'm doing as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shows in the UK this year, I think. Oh, sorry, Kirby Crackles. I missed that. Sorry, but yeah, I don't know if you're going to Portsmouth or Dunfermline, but I'll be at those. I'll be at Top of it as well, and there's a couple of other shows on around then that I will also be at, but that hasn't been announced yet. So, I mean, I do want to say, I just don't think it would be polite of me. I'm doing a couple of international ones too. Not Canada. I told myself I'd do Canada this year, but it's just not happening. But I'm going to a country that is pretty exciting. 2 exciting countries I've met before, and a couple of European shows too. I apologise for all the vagueness. Dave, I was at Portsmouth last year, the first one, and it went quite well actually. I was a little what's the word I'm looking for? I was dubious, but I went because I know the organizer a long time, and felt I owed him a solid. And I went, and it was actually really cool. There's like a beer garden there, so like for lunch, I just popped out into the sunshine and had a pint. It's pretty class, actually. Head back in, do some drawing. So yeah, I quite enjoyed it, I have to say. Use an excuse to pop into London as well. So yeah, it was all good. So yeah, I'm doing it again this year. Okay, I'm going to start filling the blacks now. When it rains, were I at the Boston Fan Expo last year? I was actually, yeah, last year I was. I did a bit of a tour afterwards too. You're in Houston, we live in DC. That was it. So I knew, well, okay, middle isn't quite the middle. Yeah, I was telling you I actually went to Boston and then I flew down to DC and I did signings in Washington. What's that place? Third Comics are. Where all the slaves arrived. I can't remember the name of it. But then, yeah, I also did Philly and New Jersey and stuff. So I did a lot of like that side of the states that month. And then I back up to Boston again. Annapolis, that's in Annapolis. Yeah, I think it was August I did. Oh, sorry, it's only Boston and New York. Okay. Oh, that's right. And you had cookies you didn't give to me, is that correct? At New York, there was a lack of cookies, if I believe. Was that you? Strangest stuff I will remember, isn't it? Oddly, there's a new kind of Minnesota called Galaxy Comics Phone. You can ask Paul about it. He knows the showrunner. I will. Yeah, I'm never going to let that go. I'm just kidding you. What was it? Yeah, I won't remember your name, Rebecca, but I remember the lack of cookies. I just need to be selective about shows I do in the States. To be honest. No, you're fine. I'm only pulling your leg. Oh, sorry, that was Dave. Yeah, Dave, bring me cookies. Yeah, you do it. But it's just getting into the country multiple times is difficult. For example, I think you saw just mentioned on Bleeding Cool. There's a lot of artists who didn't get to Emerald City this week because immigration didn't let them in, and that's always a concern coming over. So I really, for me, three trips is the max for conventions to the States. I always do New York. I love that show. Have great fun. It's fairly easy. Like it's relatively easy to get to from Dublin. So that's a that's a commitment. I'd like to do Emerald City again, or I'll choose between Emerald City and Chicago, which leaves another one basically. So yeah, I'm going to do the Florida SuperCon in the middle and see how that goes. Rebecca, I think, yeah, we do. Yeah, I think we've chocolate chips. Like, get them on cookies and stuff. Pretty sure you could just like buy chocolate chips in the shop. Pretty sure anyway, unless somebody can confirm it. Trying to ink these around these blasts fairly loosely because I don't want it to be too clean. Yeah, unless you mean chips like crisps. Yeah, no, she means like little chocolate doodads. Yeah, I was fairly sure we could. I had an American girlfriend for a long time, and I remember there was a lot of stuff that she could get in the States that she couldn't get here, or they'd have different names for stuff, which was frustrating. But yeah, I'm relatively sure we do have. You can get chocolate chips. Rebecca, your friends might have been right at some point, to be fair to them. Although I can't remember a time where I couldn't get chocolate chips. But I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. And it might have been that they couldn't get them time. Also, Ireland's different to the UK itself. We're a bit more lax. I get too worked up about stuff that is not there. Yeah, I inked a lot of these, let's say, lightning lines at the beginning, which I normally would actually leave them till the end. So I'm trying to add a little bit of spontaneity to them now, so that they're not pure boring. Maybe you can, Rebecca. Maybe you can. Yeah, and also revenge on your friends. Friend revenge. Revenge. Cassie, you watch your goddamn mouth, alright? You know well. Don't troll me here. Well, Cassie, it's probably the venue to do it, but I actually will be out of the weekend. I know you're sick, but if you're not, I'll be out tomorrow with a mate of mine. I'll give you a shout. I'm just saying it now so I don't forget. Okay, I'm going to show you something for a second, okay? I'm going to take it off this. But this is very cute. I'm going to have to show you. Wait a second. I'm going to move the... Alright. You see Buffy there? She's asleep. Hey, Buff. Oh, good stretch. Yeah? Oh, hello. Okay, I'll go back to it now. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Yeah, it's pretty cute. Especially when she doesn't know anyone's looking at her. If you try to take a photo or something, she gets very like, no, I'm not letting you take a photo. Grand, Cassie. I'll give you a shout later on. We're getting there with this one, aren't we? Yeah, thanks, Minsk. That's what I do. Magic. Rebecca, do I have a favorite Marvel character? Yeah. It's either Wolverine or Daredevil. Pretty obvious. I like my dark, moody, guilt-ridden characters. I think it's the Irish Catholicism I was raised with. But I'm lucky I've gotten to work on Wolverine a couple of times, kind of with Deadpool and recently. But Daredevil's a bucket list for me. Made it very, very clear to Marvel I want to do him someday. I'm quite mortal, Minsk. Thank you for suggesting otherwise. If only it were true. That I was immortal. You know, this is turning out nice. I'm glad. A character like this is like, ooh, that would be cool, and then you're like, oh, this is intimidating. Because I want it to be cool, not just okay. And I'm happy with it. I did a really good punk rock storm a few years ago, but I didn't have a scanner or anything nearby, so I don't. I just feel like a bit of a ropey photo as a record of it. I wish I had a proper scan. I'm just gonna get a thinner brush here. Hey Esperus, how's it going? Thanks for picking up all my stuff, by the way. Esperus got onto me on the tweeters, letting me know he actually bought my stuff, which is really nice. Thank you. Do I use any guides for body types and character designing to use different types of athletes like gymnasts, weightlifters, UFC fighters? Not guides as such, Wadley. Like, you know, I definitely try to think of like, you know, what's the character look like. When I did Deadpool, you'll see that Deadpool is different body type to Captain America, who's a different body type to Wolverine. Like, I tend to draw slim women, I think, because slightly, like, I find in general guys have a hard time drawing girls and girls have a hard time drawing guys. Seems to be a common problem with artists. So drawing like voluptuous, curvy women is not something I'm very good at. I quite struggle with it. So I kind of like would start from a boyish type figure, but I make a point, you know, of course, making it look like a woman and stuff. But especially, I think you see a lot of the same body types in comics because, well, one, you draw what you know. You'll see some comic artists, like all of the women that they draw or look like their wives or girlfriends. That happens a lot. But also, you're drawing so many card figures all the time. You kind of you kind of rely on a shorthand. It can be tough to be like really engaging with different kind of types and stuff like that. It's put it this way, doing body types requires thinking, and sometimes when you're working really fast, you're not thinking as much, and you're just going on autopilot. So case in point, this Storm figure, I'm trying to make her a little broader in the hips than I normally would, but she's hardly Beyonce. Although I did look at some photos of Beyonce to kind of, I think a Storm. That's who that would be my reference point. But I was very adamant about making sure that Wolverine is a certain body type, because I don't like how everyone draws Hugh Jackman when they draw Wolverine. Because to me, Wolverine's a short, stubby, hairy man, and he shouldn't look like a svelte, beautiful, Hugh Jackman, if you will. But yeah, even like with men, I have a certain body type I'll kind of go to that's easier for me. So if I stray outside of that, it's generally I'm trying to remind myself to make sure that these characters are different. And sometimes I look at reference of things like, I think, like, for example, if I did Superman, I would look at the old wrestlers from the 1930s, like a broad figure. Depends how much time you have to research the character and try to come up with your own way of looking at it. Sorry if I'm babbling now. I ask for questions and then I have a monologue. Okay, I'm going to sound dumb. What does stan mean exactly? It's a reference to the song Stan, right? But everyone's saying they stan stuff, and I don't understand. So it means like I ship them, or like I don't understand. I'm very confused. Too much internet lingo to keep up on. I'm also 37, so I just don't get stuff. I used to get it, but then they changed what it was. Now what I'm with isn't it? What's it is strange and confusing to me. Means stalker fan from the Eminem song. Yeah, I remember that. Like, I was around at the time. But it basically used in joking. Okay, so it means you're into it. Okay, all right. Thanks, Dave. Thank you for not condescending me as you answer my question, like some people. Okay. Nearly done here, I think. Buffy. No, she's got a hairball, I think. Clean this up a small bit, but not too much. Rebecca, are you asking if I have a website? Oh wait, sorry, you're asking somebody else. We're all Stokes stands now, Cassie, right? Did I do that right? I'm cool, right? Please tell me I'm cool. Okay, buff. There you go. Good girl. Wadley, any news on the Injection TV show, or is it waiting on completion of the comic series? No, it's not waiting on the completion of the series. I haven't heard any news, but I haven't been bothering asking, because that stuff can go, that can go either way. So I try and concentrate on stuff that I have some control over. But I should check in on that soon, just to see, because I think the company have a certain amount of time to come back to us with their their plans, and they still have more time, but it's be getting on a bit now. Once the deal was signed, pretty much the announcement went up, so there wasn't really much to report on for the last while. Okay, I just need to clean out a brush. Where are we at? It's time to reason and skew you. Turning down to one point in Hollywood, a lot of things almost happen. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you hear of like what's the phrase? Development hell and stuff. But I mean, everything on Injection seems to have gone well. But they literally had like a certain amount of time, and they still have plenty of time. So let's see. 1 second. Sorry about that. Just to wash out a brush. So do some white splatter here. White ink. Oh, thanks, Dave. Cheers. I was torn between the I don't want to spend time doing commissions to the this one turned out okay, I'm happy with it. Nice, Minsk. How long were you holding on to that one? Always whenever I'm doing this, I'm like, don't forget. Yes, pun machines are never out of order, I've noticed. It's be a very safe job to be a pun machine technician. They're always on the go. I am sorry, traffic sucks, Rebecca. Sorry. It does, though. It's really. When I was there, I was surprised how long it took us to get to a place. I was like, oh, that was a while. And then when they told me how far away it was, I was like, what? It's not huge, but it takes a while to get around, doesn't it? So, oh, we should spare some sympathy for Rebecca right now. Okay, I think we're done here. I sympathise, Rebecca. Hope you get home soon. If you're home, heading home. Oh, I hope so. Hope so, Dave. There's a lady on Twitter earlier told me it was her, so I thought she was going to be tuning in. So if you're watching, I hope you like it. Just fun to draw. Intimidating. Cheers, Minsk. Thanks, guys. I'm glad you all think it's I'm just adding some trails. planned, but sometimes coming away. Wadley, any more live streams for Chicago? There'll be one on Monday as usual. After that, I really don't know. I am far behind on some work, and I might need to stop commissions for a while. But definitely on Monday. So Monday might be the last for a while. I would like to keep doing them because it's fun. Since I don't have anything coming out really until this new book's announced, it's nice to have something regularly to show. So I am enjoying them, but at the same time I'm aware they're easing into, you know, my actual quote unquote work. But anyway, not quote unquote, it is work. My actual work. So let's see how it goes, but definitely definitely on Monday. I have 2 Moon Knights left to do, so I'll definitely do one. I think I might do the Bowen costume, and there's another suit one to do, but I might just end up doing that the night before the flight, as tends to happen sometimes. Yeah, work. I'm glad you're enjoying them on the Mondays. I like doing them. I don't want to overdo it now. Huh, turned out okay. Yeah, okay, I think I'm done. Oh, Wadley, are you David Brittingham? Wait, you are Wadley on Twitter, aren't you? Sometimes your avatars are different on Twitter than they are here, so it's hard to. Let's see. Yeah, Wadley, that's you the whole time. Oh. Okay, David, I'm sorry, man. I know exactly who you are. Yeah, I think. Okay, you've been tuning in the whole time. The least I can do is do yours on the live stream. So, yeah, I'll do yours on Monday. Is that cool? And the other one can fuck off, right? Let me see if there's anything else. Stokes. Right, Rebecca, get home safe. Dave, I'll see you in a week. In exactly a week. If they let us in. Yeah, thanks for it, guys. Cheers. Yeah, that did escalate quickly. But yeah, thanks a million for keeping me company, guys. Like this could be potentially extremely boring just to work away on. So having eyes on it sometimes is the worst, but sometimes it kind of forces me to push myself. So thanks a million. I will catch some of you, I guess, on on Monday. Right. I'll catch you later. Deck out.